We always consider abundance being a good thing. And I'm not going to disagree that having resources is a good thing. I'm not going to disagree with that at all, because I know better to say that we don't need resources. Nah, we do need resources. However, the US, unfortunately, took all of those resources, that abundance, and instead of making us stronger, it made us weaker. It made us weaker because if you think back a little bit in US history, people before prepping became a thing, people knew how to be ready for any eventuality. Whether natural disasters, whatever you can think of. I'm not going to go into more details. Whatever you can think of. But people were ready. Now, the argument can be made that people back then were a little bit different. They were more self-reliant. They didn't want government to be so intrusive. And to a point, it is true. Government back there was not as big, was not as intrusive. But people didn't took things for granted. And I think that's the problem that we have nowadays. The abundance that we have become so accustomed to it that we take it for granted. We don't understand that all of that abundance can go away tomorrow. It can go away, and you're going to remember that time that you throw away a perfectly good jacket just because you got a few extra pounds and you decided that that jacket didn't have a space anymore in your closet. Take, for example, behind me. And I said jackets because that's what I want to share with y'all, something that I'm doing or that I did. These are jackets. This is a summer jacket. This is a Realtree jacket that I have in here. Medium size. Exactly the same one that I use during summertime. A lot of you are going to say, summertime you wear a jacket. I live in Alaska. I have to have this type of things because, rain, it gets a little chilly and whatnot, but I do. My son was wearing medium size. He's almost my size now. So he needed to go up a size. And most folks will say, well, just donate them. Just get rid of him. But here is a thought that perhaps you want to contemplate. Because this is money that I already spent. Money that I work for. My money. So why should I donate it? Here's another example. And I'm going to share with y'all. This is a parka. Realtree as well. I believe this is a medium size. Extremely warm parka. Extremely warm. Doesn't fit him anymore. Here is a vest. This is a Kohar vest. Medium size. Doesn't fit him anymore. This is a parka. A little bit on the small size for be a size large. Or a large size. But a little small. But it's a really good jacket. A good parka. Things that we're going to be using. Or they will have use in the future. So my thing is, why should I donate this? Why should I throw away this? Why should I gift this? Why should I get rid of this? Why? When I already spend the money, it's already mine. And this is where the abundance mindset comes in. Here in the US, it is very common for people to go through their closets and perfectly good clothes. And I say this because I have found on the transfer side, which is the dumpster for us here, we have to take our own garbage to the dumpster side. And I have found there's a place in there that people put clothing and whatnot that they want to donate. And I have found there so many things brand new. Now, that's a gain for me. But that is a loss for those people. And their mindset, I know for a fact, is like, I'm not going to go through the trouble, none of this. I'm not going to be donating this, getting into the line or trying to sell it, trying to recoup some money. I'm just going to, just put it there and whatever. If it goes away and it's out of my house. But this is money that you work for. This is you throwing away your money. Why not vacuum seal it? Put it away. Oh, space? Don't have to be temperature control. This, in fact, will not be temperature control. It will be outside. It is now vacuum sealed. It will be put on inside a tote, and it will be put under a roof. Under a roof, but no temperature control. The thing is that right now doesn't fit anybody. But tomorrow, SHTF hits and you shave off all of those pounds that you got in good times, and you still have that warm clothes that once upon a time you didn't fit on it anymore, but you now do fit on it. But you don't have to go and spend money. You already have it. You see what I'm saying is that abundance has made us weak in a mindset of we can throw it away. People don't fix cars anymore. People change parts. That's what they do. And that is if you're lucky that you find somebody who knows how to properly change a part. Fixing? People don't do that no more. So the age of abundance, however you want to look at it, has made us in the US weak. One argument that I always get, people argue with me, oh, you should not waste your time in a ring fire in a 22. Instead, get something bigger. You know why people say that? Because they don't know one simple fact. Whether it's a 22, whether it's another caliber, the only difference between this is where you put it. A right place shot will take down a threat. But we are in the era of abundance where people can bicker about things like that because, well, why not? I mean, you have it right there. You can't go to Walmart no more because Walmart don't sell those calibers, but you can go and spend more money. But the cheap one still does the job. But because we are in a country of abundance, the indoctrination that you have in your head, when either one put between the eyes will bring down a threat. But why are we going to argue with logic? Why? Right? Guys, I want to bring down a lot of the walls that you have seen, especially in this platform. I want to bring down the nonsense. I want to bring down the fantasy. There is nothing more boring than preparedness. And there is nothing more satisfying than being prepared when shit hits the fan. Nothing more satisfying than kick back and see all those people who make fun of you now looking at each other, not even knowing what to do. And you, on the other hand, are just like this. I told you so. You don't need to be none of those people running around not knowing what to do. You can be those sitting back, eating your popcorn and just watching them. Does it sound harsh? Does it sound like you can come back and say to all of them, I told you so? Absolutely. Absolutely. They did not want to prepare because they didn't want to. They refused to see the writing on the wall. They became complacent. They thought that the abundance that we are enjoying today was going to last forever. They are the weakest of all. You do not need to be part of those weak people. In fact, I know for a fact that you ain't going to be one of those weak people, because you know that the abundance that we are enjoying right now is only temporary. Power outages, camping, work on the go. Opus keeps you connected at home and outdoors. With clean, reliable energy, Opus powers freedom. Opus, the choice of the frontier preppers. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment below. Consider joining our Frontier Prepper Squad or let an adder to your run. It really does make a difference. And always remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow.